Flores, and I'm the owner of Azukar Coffee along with my family, my husband, and my children.
So we're just gonna ask you a couple questions about being here in South Phoenix. So we'll start with, what do you think of when you think of South Phoenix?
I just really think of a small, tight-knit community that really cares, and I think we're really connected, more so than anybody could ever imagine in the whole city. Like, I feel like we're small but mighty.
I'd like to ask you, when did your history begin with South Phoenix?
Well, I was born in Phoenix, and then we moved to South Phoenix maybe when I was in 3rd grade. We kind of lived everywhere before, but so for me, South Phoenix is home. I've been here, I went to elementary school here, high school, all that. So it's a long history. On my husband's side, I'm 1st generation, but my husband's 2nd generation. His grandparents' house is here, so they've been here since like the 60s, and then his mom went to the same grade school that he went to and that I went to. So he's got a lot more history, a lot more generations that have been here in South Phoenix, so it's a long history.
The next question that I have for you is, what have you seen change throughout your time in South Phoenix?
In my time, actually, like, even just thinking about my neighborhood, I grew up on the 15th Avenue in Rozier. That used to be dirt road, like, to get to Southern, and baseline was very open, and I remember, like, stealing watermelons, like, on our way to, like, to the river or whatever. But just really the openness is what I remember the most, and I just see that completely transitioning, and it's getting more populated, which is great, right? Where I kind of take that as an honor, like that people really want to be here and join us in South Phoenix, but also how can we make sure that we're able to continue being here, but also be inviting to people that are coming in.
And you can take this on a personal level, or you can talk about your community that you live in now or in the past. How have the lives of South Phoenix residences changed over the years?
For one, what I really see within the residences is that I see that we're getting more options in terms of education. Before it was just a Roosevelt School District. I see more charter schools coming into play. I see more options in terms of retail and housing. So that's really opening up the doors for residents of South Phoenix that that we grew up here to want to stay here with having more options, right? A lot of times we leave the community we were born and raised in because we're looking for more options or better opportunities or what have you. So I really see that as our community grows, we can continue to be here for the things that we also want to be a part of.
Is it for you to instill this idea that what you're raising your children in now is beautiful, and that they don't have to look somewhere else to find something better than this?
Absolutely, and that's actually been part of my journey. Like, there was a time in my youth where I just hated South Phoenix and I wanted to leave, and I went through all of this education because I wanted to make sure that I was able to leave, and somehow that just didn't transpire for me. So all I could think about is I don't have to leave, right? I don't have to leave like who I am and what I'm about. It's like all I have to do is just make it better and be part of that growth with it, and just thinking, what can I provide? And I felt like the simplest thing was to provide a space and coffee to bring people together. And so it's like, how can we contribute to society by doing the things that are meaningful for the community, right? And making sure that we're setting that inspiration for others.
Wait, on that note though, Cal, like you said that you used to kind of hate it here, like growing up in South Phoenix, it's like it wasn't maybe ideal. Like, at what age did it change for you that you valued
My community?
Yeah.
It actually was quite a long journey. Honestly, it was probably like a 10 to 12 year journey where, and I think it was because I went into my young adult life and then I realized, oh, like there's more, right? And everybody like that I would say, like I'm from South Phoenix, I'd get that what I call the look, right? I call it the look, like there's nothing there, like why would you want to be there, right? And so I started feeling like I was in the wrong place. But then I came to the realization that I'm not in the wrong place, you know, like this is where I belong. And so, but it was a long journey. I was telling my daughter this story the other day, that I read a book on how to fit into like corporate cultures and like different types of cultures where I was trying to change myself. And through that, it was kind of painful, right? Because I had to completely pretend I wasn't somebody who I really was. And when I got exhausted, right? It was like almost like putting on a facade, like no, like this is who I am now, right? And so I had to come to terms and accept and understand who I was and really just embrace it, right? And you just embrace it and then you just fall in love with it. And
You kind of found yourself code switching when you were reading about somebody who was wild in corporate life. I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with now, especially being Black and brown communities. And something that I think about when you say that is, how do you approach people who give you a look? What do you say to people who make comments to you about when you tell them you're from South Phoenix? Or you tell us places?
It's almost like I come to the understanding that they just don't get it, right? So like you can't explain something to someone that they just don't get, right? Like sometimes you love something and you don't have to explain why you love it, right? Like you completely understand why you love it, and it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else, but as long as it makes sense to you and you're connecting with other people that it makes sense to. I connect with my customers that come in that are like 50, 60, 70 years old, and I've had customers cry in my space because they're so proud to have this space in their community. And so when I'm connecting with that, with customers like that and individuals like that in my community, like they get it, right? And so I have to understand that there's a separation with that level of understanding, and I just accept it. And it's almost like, I don't know how to say this nicely, but I almost feel sorry for them because it's like, I wish you could understand the love and the connection that I have with my people, right? Like, and that's just something you can't explain.
Okay, so the next question is, what is the soul of South Phoenix to you?
Oh man, it's just the South Phoenix love and the South Phoenix history and our unity and just the people, like the people and just amazing people here.
And this is kind of a hypothetical, but you could also interpret this as something you actually want to make. If you had all the resources in the world, what would you do to make the soul of South Phoenix shine out?
I know that South Phoenix could be the place where you would find culture, right? Like, you go to a lot of big cities and there's a place in town that people go to find culture. So I think if we were limitless, that's what I would move towards, right? It's like, how do we support each other in creating that culture for our community? And when people fly into Phoenix from the East Coast, the West Coast, and they just fly into Phoenix for different reasons, like it's an automatic, like, do you want to find a cultural space? Like, go to South Phoenix, right? And so I think if we had limitless resources, that would be what I would do to make sure that we could foster people's ideas and really support that and really just grow it and connect with the proper organizations to make that happen.
So that this is the place that people want to go to.
Right.
Do you have any questions?
almost like I guess just kind of like thinking of like San Francisco, right? Like when you go to San Francisco, like you go to Chinatown, right? And like like that's what you're gonna find. And so that's really like what I foresee like for South Phoenix is like when people fly in, it's like you want Hispanic culture, you want the Latino culture, like this is where and I just feel like there's so much more that we could do. Like we don't have dancing, like we should have dancing here. Like we should have like all of this stuff that we just don't have because of resources. And it takes a lot from a person to be able to invest in all of those things. So
it does take a lot. And I think something that I think about a lot is that we have to invest in ourselves. Some big corporation that comes in and they're like, we're gonna put this here.
Right.
Like if we want to buy it, then we're gonna put it right. And I would love to see that. Like every time I think of South Phoenix, I become a little bit mortified when people look at me and they're like, can you go down there? And I'm like, well, my family grew up there.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where the culture is. We're like a little Catalan, which is on the other side. And it's just there's so much here that people miss out on. Is there anything else you would love to share about South Phoenix that you love or?
I mean, I'm just really all about South Phoenix. Obviously, like I've invested like my time, my energy, my money. Like I spend countless hours here trying to make it work for the community, but also for me and my family. So like it takes a lot, and I understand that it takes a lot. But if we were to have the resources to support each other, like I think that's what would be most critical. In any form, like even just like customers coming through my doors, like that's support for me, right? And saying like we want you here, and even like when I have like down days, like my customers cheer me up versus me cheering them up, right? So I think just that continued support for each other, and when people are up and coming, I think that that's super important that we foster that and support those ideas. And even though it may sound or seem crazy to people, to others, like that don't understand what our community is about, like we understand, right? So it's so that's really what it comes down to.
I want to know about some like maybe hardships that you faced, having to like work this from kind of nothing. I mean, what were kind of those bumps in the road that you were like, I don't think I can do this?
I mean, there's been a lot of them. It's really hard to like pinpoint one. But even just like when I was throwing out the idea, and this is where I realized like no one's gonna understand your vision, right? Like sometimes you have this vision and nobody really understands it until you bring it to life. And it's like you can only share that vision so much until you start putting the action behind it and bring it to life so that people are like, oh, that's what you meant, right? So I think getting people to buy into my vision was really hard, and I just had to like stay strong in that vision. And even like there was opportunities to go other places, like I had to bring myself to this vision, like no, you want to be in South Phoenix, like that's not where you want to be, right? And then because people are like, oh, what if you go here, what if you go there, like it's more secure here and there. So it's like just really sticking to your vision. I think that was like the first challenge, and obviously like after that was creating a brand, all the things that come with business, creating revenue, understanding like what I'm doing, all right, and then in the financial piece, like how do you make sure that you have enough funds to do what you need to do and all of that stuff.
And if you're comfortable sharing this, what are some of your goals, I guess, personally, and then also with this in mind? Because I think a lot of what we discuss within our project and nonprofit is what are our end goals, and like what are our goals that we keep working towards constantly?
I'm 2 doors down from Ponchos. Like I can't even tell you how honored I am to be, but when you think Ponchos, like like what you're talking about. You're talking about like something that is signature to South Phoenix, right? And so like that's my vision, is like I want to make sure that we stay here and that we are a signature to South Phoenix. And maybe we will extend our brand out to other places in the future, but my ultimate goal is to be like so invested in the community, and just like we're not going anywhere, like we're here to stay, like no matter what, right? Like we know that Ponchos is gonna be here, light rail or no light rail, like Ponchos is gonna be there as a signature to South Phoenix. And so that's really what I want for Azukar, is to make sure that we stay here as a signature to South Phoenix.
I don't think I have any other questions.
Did you get that like feeling of like,
Yeah.
oh my god, my heart?